But this time we are late because we were actually planning tomorrow's dugout. And we have a special dugout coming, which we have planned. You would be happy to note that we've planned a very special dugout. And we were discussing all the nitty-gritties, the juicy details of that. We can give you a sneak peek, and that sneak peek about tomorrow's dugout is going to be about Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, their test future, based on some information that we've gathered. A lot of you asked us questions based on that yesterday as well. Since today morning also, I've got a lot of people on social media asking me. So the story is already out on the web on indiatoday.in, but we will give you even more additional details when you join our dugout tomorrow. We could not do it today because we discussed a lot of these details and then we had a lot of to and fro whether we should share certain information. We were Googling stuff and looking at images and all.
Yes. And also there's this stumbling block, and that's not just the stumbling block of the conversation, it's a global stumbling block, money. Money is very central to this whole conversation.
Absolutely.
We stumbled upon that.
Yeah, but we're not going to let you know more. It's a good dugout coming your way tomorrow. Okay. But before we do that, let us quickly dive into today's topic of discussion, and that is?
Well, it is the Kaveri Derby today. It is the Ashes of the South, Chennai Super Kings versus Royal Challengers Bengaluru. It is called that.
No, Ashes. I like your other name.
Kaveri Derby.
Because, this is what I'm saying. I don't like. Why should we live on borrowed names? Why should we live on names and legacy created by the West? I mean, Ashes we have to include. El Clasico we have to include. Why? Let us be original.
Let us be like New Trafford.
New Trafford. Let us come up with original, fresh names that incite emotion. And like you have done, well done. And if ever this matchup in the future is ever referred to as Kaveri Derby by one and all, then one man should get the royalty for it. Siddharth Vishwanath. Forever.
As we were building up to today's dugout, Siddharth and I were just having a chat, and we had to write something. And I was like, Siddharth, what else do we call this rivalry? And time and again, he was like, let's call it Kaveri Derby. But no, Siddharth, that's the only one. You're the only person I know who calls it the Kaveri Derby. We're like, let's go call them RCB, let's call them cross-border rivals. And that's how he agreed then. But he was very insistent on Kaveri Derby.
I like that. See, it has history, it has geography in it.
I mean, Bengaluru to Chennai by road is just 6 hours.
Yeah.
And when you look at it,
I've done that journey by road.
Old Madras Road, CHM.
But not at a go. So what I mean, I'll tell you. I did Chennai, Pondicherry.
That even I've done.
And then Pondicherry, Bengaluru. So I have done Chennai, Bangalore, but not straight. So I had a detour. And I spent a few days in Pondi and then went to Bangalore.
Chennai to Pondicherry. Beautiful ECR. I think that's what it's called.
I think so.
East Coast Road.
Yeah. I mean, that entire stretch from Chennai, if you go along the coast to Kolkata, Coromandel, it's called the Coromandel coast.
How much time must it take to reach Kolkata?
It takes about 24 hours. Coromandel Express from Chennai to Howrah. You go via Vizag, Vizianagaram, you go to Cuttack, all along the east coast. You'll see that. So
I trust Siddharth to know everything about Indian Railways.
He does. Yesterday I heard he was giving you lectures, which train, what RAC, and
I mean, he's gone. He went to my city recently. So
his city. How many cities is it that you have, Siddharth?
Everything. I tell you, Mumbai is his city, Chennai is his city, Bhopal is his city.
Delhi, UP, Noida, when you look at it. Gorakhpur. वो भी है. Siwan.
Mathura.
That was.
Now you own land.
Exactly.
Yes.
You're a landowner, Siddharth.
Vrindavan, not Mathura.
Bangalore also to an extent.
4 years I spent in Bangalore.
Part of his heart resides there as well.
Yeah.
Or with the team.
Okay, let's turn our attention to the Kaveri Derby, as Siddharth calls it. I like the name. It is, we build it up as a rivalry, but truth be told, it is really not a rivalry because the head-to-head is so lopsided. It's so much in favor of Chennai that the rivalry is only on paper, not so much on FOP, field of play. So only be one-way traffic. But before we get to that rivalry and look ahead to that game, Ambati Rayudu, a former CSK player, has made some interesting points talking about the culture within CSK. And why do I say interesting points? Because CSK is one team whose culture we really appreciate.
Yeah.
But in all of this good cricketing culture they've created, there is a bit of a dark story as well. And when you romanticize a player, MS Dhoni, CSK, and I think that is a love story for the ages and one of the finest cricketing stories, because that is what has kept this IPL to an extent alive, and we celebrate this story, we celebrate this love. But like all good stories, there is always a dark side, and this is the underbelly that Ambati Rayudu, who's been part of the franchise, has tried to throw light on. I won't say exposed because that has some negative connotation, but has tried to throw some light on. So this is what he said. He said that, see, CSK has not built up any other guy in the franchise to pull crowds because it has always revolved around MS Dhoni. That might come back to bite them in terms of branding or getting the crowds in the future. He also spoke about
the crowds.
About Pawan, can we see that bit where he says about when you are going to get out, players are actually cheering.
That one, the next one. This one.
Please read it, Siddharth.
So, sometimes when you're going out to bat, they are shouting from the crowd to ask you to get out. Chennai Super Kings fans in Chepauk want your own players to get out, or they're anticipating or expecting you to get out. It is quite strange. Don't think it actually serves the game well. I mean, when Chepauk or any other venue, a certain Ravindra Jadeja or someone else gets out, they show two things. Yeah. The shore meter and Tala coming in.
Shore meter didn't happen the first match, did it?
I don't know.
It's had to make a comeback.
Technical glitch, but no, they are showing it 126 dB, 130 decibels when somebody gets out. So yeah, in Chepauk, even Ravindra Jadeja to point out, yeah, what are you doing, guys? You are cheering that I get out so that MS Dhoni comes out to bat. He did raise an objection. He did tweet it out also last year. Remember, it was in the Delhi Capitals game when DC were playing with the rainbow jersey. At that time, when he got out, why are you doing all this?
See, first things, before we dive into this, and I'm sure there are lots of points that we want to discuss on that. I mean, top of my head, I can think of so many different angles to talk about. But the first thing I'll say, does anyone find it strange that it is coming from Ambati Rayudu? And why I'm saying strange is because we get a lot of comments here on our live chat about so many people complaining that Rayudu has been so fan-like in his commentary. He's going Chennai all the time, Dhoni all the time. And so that's the criticism that was coming against him. And suddenly I get this comment from him. I'm wondering whether this is the impact of the feedback that is coming from the crowd, and maybe he's realized, is it the sort of feedback that happened for Hindi commentary, where suddenly Hindi commentators after that criticism have let go of their jumlas and now started talking technical stuff. It's happened in the last 2 days, and I must say, must compliment the crowd, the people who are on social media. So these are the good effects of crowd feedback that has actually brought about a change in Hindi commentary within 2 days. People were up in arms saying Hindi commentary is only masala, no cricketing knowledge. In the last 2 days, they've changed because of your outrage on social media. So I'm wondering whether this is an extension of that, and someone who was being questioned at being a fanboy in his commentary has suddenly come out and spoken truth bombs.
It is. I mean, look at it. Let's just not be under the illusion that even Hindi commentary is only masala. You look at Tamil commentary. Tamil commentary acts as an outreach for the CSK cheerleaders. It is. Whenever you listen to Tamil commentary in CSK games, I challenge everybody. Are they talking about the game, or are they simply cheering, go CSK, go CSK? You will find that out. And somewhere down this line, luckily the backlash has come. And you have to put a stop to it. I mean, you're not an extension of a cheerleading fan section. You are analysts, you have to do something different. Talk about cricket. That's what you are paid to do. But somewhere down the line, the people who decide all of this believe, fans want masala, fans want Saas Bahu dramas on TV. You are going for that outreach, and that's why Hindi faced the brunt. But no other language, when you look at it, is like, oh, having that holier than thou thing. You listen to Tamil commentary. It's equally as bad as it can be. Kannada, maybe and even when you look at Telugu commentary, they have their flaws as well. Haryanvi commentary, Bhojpuri commentary. We saw Bhojpuri commentary that is over the top. That was good first season. This season, I don't know, maybe it's just not gelling at this point in time. I think it is a big blowback to that. That's why Ambati Rayudu is dropping through.
Okay, so you think it's because of that?
Of course, 100%.
I think I agree with Siddharth. I think this is more of a balancing act because not the first year that we are seeing Ambati Rayudu be part of the of the discussion panel at with the host broadcaster. So, and we've seen this as a trend with him. I think with not just him, there are a couple of other CSK players as well who've been accused of being equally
partisan
and fan-like, not so neutral as they should be. Giving examples of an MS is absolutely fine because he commands that kind of respect as well, and what he did in the IPL is just superlative stuff. So going back and giving examples when there is something that MS did out of the box or how quick he is behind the stumps, you give those examples, one will take it hands down. But when another captain or when something else is happening on the field, may not be correlated to MS in any way, but if you're bringing MS in everything, and it could be just because it's like having on YouTube or whatever, you have titles, you want to drop the keywords as many times.
No, so that's
if people are trying to do that and ensure that by saying this they get these headlines and all, also by coverage in the media. I think somewhere experts are losing their track.
No, so it is. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it is the fault of Ambati Rayudu or anyone else in that commentary where they're becoming partisan. I think they are being told by, or the diktat is coming from the broadcaster where you're saying keep talking about MS, keep showing MS, and so sometimes it goes overboard and the commentator only tries to do that. I know Ambati Rayudu, I think he's a fantastic reader of the game. He's a very neutral person, and even when he was a player, he calls spade a spade, and he's all of that. But I guess in his avatar as commentator, he has to abide by what is being told, and so they went overboard. I think this is him, as I said, this is him correcting it. This is him actually now being himself and speaking the truth, because that's what you expect from commentators. Come and speak the truth, and I think he has spoken the truth in a lot of things.
These comments, I think, are far more 3D than the previous one.
Yeah, that spade a spade thing, it didn't gel in the 3D incident when it happened in 2019. That was clearly a frustration.
But all I'm saying is that he's honest. He's not the guy who's going to be doing sugar-coated stuff.
Yeah, he won't stay silent.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the personality that he is.
This is still 3D. What we saw was obviously one-dimensional before this.
No, you may agree or disagree with the 3D, but at least he was being honest about his opinion. That's what I'm saying. Now he's being honest about his opinion. Yeah. Which he is like. He will say what he feels like. Just that I think that those comments were being sugar-coated, and that's really not him. Anyway, the subject matter is these comments, thoughts on these comments. I'll set the ball rolling, but the first thing that I see about these comments is, it just highlights to me the larger, when he says, that it's not really good. And I'm not talking about this comment, the coming out to bat one and people really cheering. And I can agree from the point of view of any other player, like Jadeja and all, they are quite senior players, World Cup winners and all. They get cheered on when they get out. And they get booed if they even hit the winning run that they didn't get out and didn't allow Dhoni, or last time Rachin Ravindra got booed because Dhoni did not get. I mean, all of that, I think it's actually showcasing the larger malaise that we have in Indian cricket, and it goes back to those fan clubs. I've said this 100 times. This culture that we have in Indian cricket, where even we get abused based on which player you are talking about, and it's now not only limited to a Virat or a Rohit. If you praise Rohit, you're not even talking about Virat. Viratians will abuse you. You praise Virat, not even mentioning Rohit, like it's not that I'm praising Virat and dissing Rohit, that doesn't matter. The fact that I'm praising Virat, Rohitians will come out. Now it's started extending to a lot of other players. That hate has come so much. Now it has even reached the level of any other player like Ravichandran, Ashwin, you are praising Jadeja, then Ashwin fans are abusing you, vice versa. Then if you are praising Sanju Samson, Pant fans get after you. You are praising Rishabh Pant, Sanju fans are after you, and all of that. And that's what I try to tell. And then you get branded as you are a PR person, you are a North Indian, you hate South Indian. I mean, absolute nonsense from people. I think all of this, people really need to look into their own this thing. They're so obsessed with individual players. And I'm sorry to say, unlike them, we're not that. And we are happy at being not like that. We're happy that at least we can see Indian cricket as a whole. I'd rather be a person who looks at Indian cricket as a whole than be a fan of a person. I've never been like that. And this is why it is, see, that's what I'm saying, it's the larger problem with Indian cricket, and that's why the other thing, I don't think people in India love cricket. They love cricketers. They love stars. And this is a sign that we see in the IPL, where now you've reached a stage. If you're a CSK supporter, why are you going to boo any CSK player? Yeah? It's unbecoming if you're a CSK fan. It's unbecoming of you to, boo a player or celebrate once a player gets out. Even he's a player. Yeah? He's fighting day in and day out for the franchise, trying to give his best, has won so many matches. So I think this is a larger problem, and it's happening with a lot of other franchises. Let's not even put CSK where star culture exists. Mumbai Indians are a very example. RCB, Mumbai Indians where whole fight happened over star culture. Our captain is gone. Why is this captain? Nobody sees the larger thing. And by the way, 20 years ago, Indian cricket was definitely not like this. It's the new age fans, you call them millennials and whatever, next gen or whatever.
Gen Alpha, Gen
Alpha, whatever. I'm sorry, but they're the ones indulging. They've been superstars from time immemorial. People have liked a player, disliked a player. Somebody's favorite was Gavaskar, but that didn't mean they celebrated Kapil's downfall. Somebody's favorite was Kapil, that didn't mean they celebrated. Yes, they celebrated Kapil doing well. They didn't celebrate Gavaskar getting out for a duck. People were Dravid fans and Sachin fans. Yes, some felt that Dravid is better than Sachin. I know that this happened, and they would argue about it. But never would they celebrate the day Sachin gets out cheaply, or never will they fight or abuse us. I was reporting even then that if I did a praise about Sachin Tendulkar's inning, that Dravid fans came and met me and said, you are a Sachin PR, or a vice versa. Didn't happen. Just didn't happen. The amount of hatred that goes around based on player love, I'm sorry, this is exactly the reflection of what you're saying now.
I mean, you just nailed it. I mean, look at it. We love cricketers. We don't love the game. Chennai Super Kings is the prime epitome of it. If you look at it, okay, there are...
is this the problem of the franchise, or is this more on the fans? I think...
fan, I would say.
Combination this is both. Not a feeling that
why do you say
franchises or entities can perpetuate.
What is the... Okay, why do you say franchise? Because I think it's a problem of
the fan. I don't think the franchise...
And can I tell you who else? Also the problem with the broadcasters and the marketeers. I'll give you an example. Today is the game.
Yeah.
It's CSK versus RCB. Anywhere, any newspaper, any mainstream media, broadcasters selling everywhere, it's Virat versus Dhoni. No space for
Rituraj and Rajat Patidar.
Nowhere.
It is the unholy triumvirate. Look at it. CSK have based their entire thing on just one player. Ever since its existence, it's only been on one player. We are all blaming RCB, right? Oh, Virat Kohli, Virat Kohli, Virat Kohli. CSK have only based it on MS Dhoni. That's it. Tala Dhoni, the marketing went out. Oh, he's Tala, he's all that. It went overboard. Chepauk, as always, the yellow of the Anbudan. Everybody has been doing it.
Yes.
For 15 years.
So that, see, I may be seeing 10 things, but I'll ingest it the way that I want to, and that defines me as an individual then. You show anything that you want to see me, I'll get carried away only to the point that, no,
Harshit, if this is the bombardment that it is happening
but
now.
Then that means your fan criticism is not
You keep showing that, you keep selling the game like with images of Dhoni. How will, and I'm not saying the franchises are doing it, but at least the mainstream media, the broadcasters, all of them are
highlight that I am all fine with the entire stadium coming together and in unison cheering for one player. And there are, we've seen it across sport, that there are these entities that just become larger than life at times.
You don't boo the other players.
But you don't, exactly. That is something.
You may be a Ronaldo fan, but if Ronaldo is going out and some other player is going in, you're not going to boo the other player that goes in.
Exactly. But this is where fans need to understand, especially because IPL is anyway heading in the model, or taking that model of adopting the model of the Premier League and franchise football for that matter. So you need to realize that players coming in, going out, hanging up their boots and all is a regular thing. You need to take the sport and the league forward. You are moving in that direction where, from 40 matches you come to 70 matches, 70 will become 90, 10 teams will become 12 teams, and we know the window is only going to get larger with time. So with all of this, for how long are you going to be latching on to days of the past or players of the past? If you need to take the franchise forward, if fan bases also, be in the moment at a future point and not be stuck in 2012, 2024, whatever it is, then you need to cheer on people who are playing for your franchise at that time. And yes, what some legacy players have done for you in terms of contributing to the history of the franchise of the club, good. I take that, and that becomes my entity and my identity. But I need to figure out ways of being relevant going forward as well, right? I can't just be looking in the rear view mirror at all points.
So look at just as we were speaking, okay, right on cue, okay. CSK versus RCB, Virat and Dhoni, banner-sized images. Patidar and Rituraj, postage stamp images. That's it. That's how you're building it up. And okay, look at what happened in 2023 and 2024, okay. After every CSK game, what used to happen? At Chepauk in particular, what used to happen? Oh, there is a parade that is happening. It could be Dhoni's last. We don't know. Is it Dhoni's last? We were anticipating. That folder I have to search now. We were all building up. Okay, maybe CSK RCB. It is the last time we'll see MS Dhoni. But what's happened? Whose name am I repeating every single time? It is MS Dhoni. The problem is that CSK based their entire thing. When Dhoni is not in, when Rituraj was the captain, when Jadeja was the captain, where was the focus still on? MS Dhoni. He white-anted him in 2022, totally. Middle of the season, he killed Jadeja's leadership aspirations in one go. But he won you the title in 2023.
Is that Dhoni is doing?
Of course.
Is Dhoni telling everyone cheer for me? Is Dhoni telling anyone boo the other players? Is Dhoni telling the franchise only sell me and nobody else? Is Dhoni telling the broadcasters don't show me but just show me nobody else? Is he telling mainstream media?
He's silent in this complicity. He's silent.
No.
And that is complicit. He's silent. He's never spoken. Dhoni will never speak on these things. He never will.
He doesn't speak for himself also. But he does not speak for himself when he is embroiled in controversies. People are questioning. He just doesn't speak. So how do you expect him to speak for others when he doesn't speak for himself? But that's his personality. He likes to...
In this case, it is becoming complicity in this case. This silence is very complicit. Okay.
No, I don't
I admire the adulation.
It's not Dhoni's fault.
It's Thala Dhoni's fault.
It's not his fault.
It's not MS Dhoni's fault.
It's not his fault. It's the fault of...
the unholy triumvirate. The broadcasters, the stakeholders and the fans. That's the thing.
Yeah, I will agree.
The unholy triumvirate have continued to push down this trend that, okay, MS Dhoni is CSK. CSK is not MS. Without MS Dhoni, CSK is nothing. That is the trend that has been pushed ever since existence.
Didn't he say recently in the podcast that they will even drag me in a wheelchair and get me to play?
Yes, he did. We
no
have
matter
that
what.
video of, yes.
So you know that they realize that once he's gone. But this is again, it is so central to only cricket where it's happening.
Yeah. Exactly. There's a Real Madrid that is surviving without Cristiano Ronaldo. There's a Barcelona surviving without a Messi. There's a United that survived even without a trophy, I would say, but it survived without the Rooney's and the Ronaldos.
RCB is surviving. See, there are two franchises that will test the waters.
See,
in IPL.
Players will come and go. You need to accept that. Players will come and go. The club, the franchise doesn't go anywhere.
See,
but who tells the fans to do it? Nobody does. Dhoni doesn't go and tell the fans to do it. Why are fans booing their own players? Because
fan mentality. There's a dark secret.
The other thing that I noticed when I went around to watch, and this is a big question mark on the IPL. When I went around to watch games in different venues, whether it's in Punjab or Delhi or wherever, in Lucknow, in Bombay also I've seen games. So Dhoni is playing. The Delhi fans are cheering for the opposition team because they want Dhoni to do well. Same in Punjab, it was happening, it happened. My point is, then where is the loyalty? Where is that fan base that you're building? Then that tells me that Indian cricket is way ahead of IPL franchise. At the end of the day, why does Dhoni have so much love across the country? Because of what he did for India, clearly, right? Whether it's in Delhi, Mohali, Mumbai, wherever. So it's really telling me that, okay, fine, IPL rivalry, we talk about this derby, that derby, whatever. End of the day, Indian cricket is number one because Delhi guys are cheering for Chennai because Thala Dhoni is playing. They don't care about
there was
Delhi
a manifestation, okay? Delhi versus Railways. When Virat was playing Ranji after 13 years. There was a reason why I went to the stands. I sat there. They were cheering, please get out. We want to see Virat. We want to see Virat. And then what happened? 6 of 15 when Himanshu Sharma got that delivery to nip back. What happened at the Arun Jaitley Stadium? It emptied. Within 15 minutes it emptied.
I am sorry, but they aren't cricket fans.
They aren't.
If you love cricket, you will watch the whole game. Why do you love cricket? You love a contest between bat and ball. Why do you want to see top class cricket? Because you're seeing the best exponents of batsmanship and bowling. Best in the world. And if you're getting a chance to see that, you are still obsessed with who's playing, who's gotten out. I'm going to leave the ground and go away. I'm sorry, these are not sports. If you're watching a football game, okay, you've gone to see Argentina play and you've gone to see Messi play. But if you're a football fan and Messi is substituted, you're not going to get up and go out. Nobody does that.
How things have changed. Nikhil, you remember 1999?
Football fan will only leave once your team is 5 down, 6 down. That's
even the Brazilians didn't leave when they were thrashed 7-1
by Germany. Yeah.
When at the Estadio Mineirão, when they were thrashed 7-1, they were still there.
Madrid fans, when they were thrashed 5-0 Barcelona, they stood up and clapped for Barcelona at the end.
Yes. Talk about clapping.
They did?
Yeah.
Ronaldinho got a standing
2002, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Later.
2000. Ronaldinho, I think, was 2003 at that time.
Around that time. Yeah.
Chennai. What do you first remember of Chennai? 1999, when when Pakistan were going around the stadium, Chennai people clapped. How 180...
Speaking of that, by the way, last time around, such was the contest between the two sides and such was the prize winning that there weren't any handshakes, remember?
Of course.
There weren't any handshakes because RCB got into celebration mode.
But see, the fans of both those franchises are guilty. They're very guilty. RCB behave as if they won all IPLs in their entire existence. But CSK, when it goes against them, they cannot take it. If you give it, you've got to take it. CSK fans, they will be very defensive. How dare you? What have you won? They'll then get abusive. They'll be on the defensive then. It was seen. Our correspondent...
Last match, I think they trolled, no? The RCB fans trolled the CSK fans.
Yes.
Trolled them really bad.
They trolled kids. They trolled everybody there. Our correspondent also sent us visuals now of how it was in Chinnaswamy. Chennai Super Kings fans, when it is given to them, they cannot take it. If you give it, you've got to take it also.
No, but the RCB fans trolled the CSK fans.
You know, that is the problem.
After that win.
Of course. Because they had won the IPL there and there. For RCB, winning, because they had lost, I think, 5 games on the trot against CSK. They're not won against them since 2019.
That's why the handshake. But by the way, I must say,
that was about
handshake thing, just a word.
And also TV was broken, apparently.
Since we are talking about Thala, he, as you may call him Captain Cool or whatever.
But he lost it that day.
And many times he has a temper.
2019 Rajasthan Royals.
He has a temper.
He should have been banned 4 games.
Uncharacteristic.
He may not have.
Very uncharacteristic.
He doesn't show it all the time. But my point is that even on that occasion, you could have waited. Celebrations is on. They're celebrating.
The ludicrousness of what was spinned. Oh, he has a bad knee. He can't wait. I mean, are you crazy? What is the level of heights that you want to propagate? He has a bad knee, so he can't wait. Come on, yaar. It is heights.
Yeah,
it was heights. Yeah.
That's pushing it.
By the way, no action will ever be taken on Dhoni. 2019 was the best chance. He should have had, it was a level 3 offense here. You can't go intimidate the umpire. He should have been banned for 4-5 games.
No, he's actually spoken about it now in the interview, saying he regrets it.
He regrets it.
And that's right. You accept it, but it happens in the heat of the moment.
In the first place, I think it comes from the fact that, no player trying to make his mark on world cricket will even think about doing that. You do that only because you feel you're empowered as a player to have achieved so much that you storm the pitch like that.
I mean, it wasn't storming. I mean, he was intimidating the umpire here.
Yeah. And even that handshake.
Yeah, he was totally in the wrong. Arey, the team has won.
Off.
Yeah, that's...
Yes, they lost the playoff.
The team has won. Wait. You have got no moral right to say, okay, we are storming off. You have to wait.
Yeah.
I mean, that was terrible. But yes, it's coming on the backdrop of that only. The handshake controversy. The Kaveri Derby has gotten a bit more spice because of that now. But yeah, they're saying... I'm suspecting today that Chennai Super Kings fans will be guilty of doing a Tim Payne.
Which is?
Tim Payne said, "Oh, come to the Gaba, we'll see you there." But then India defeated Australia at the Gaba. Chennai Super Kings fans telling RCB, "Come to Chepauk, we'll see you there." But somewhere down the line, it might backfire today. It might.
Why do you say that?
Because somewhere down the line, I think RCB are not bothered by the baggage of pressure that is there. They're not won for 17 years
2008.
in Chepauk.
Yeah, winning in Chepauk is...
It is very hard. I mean,
just think about it. Virat Kohli hadn't made his international debut. The last time they'd won at Chepauk.
We were still...
Djokovic had one Grand Slam title.
Yes. Facebook,
Netflix
Instagram
was 1 year old.
Facebook was there.
Instagram wasn't there.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Netflix was 1 year old.
We were on 3G.
Twitter wasn't there, I think.
Yeah. No, Twitter was... 2007 didn't start.
I don't think so.
Facebook
was there.
We were on 2G, 3G. We were sending SMSs and MMSs. Here there was no WhatsApp. Imagine, 17 years ago. We are now 5G. And yet they haven't won. What records are meant to be broken?
What tells you big statement that they will do it this time?
I'm not saying that they will do it.
You said it.
I know, but then somewhere it could backfire. I mean, that's those statements. We'll see you at Chepauk. Come there and try defeat us there.
I'll tell you why it doesn't give me confidence. For two reasons. One, multiple reasons. One, I think on paper, I find Chennai the stronger team.
Of course.
Between Chennai and RCB. Both have started with a win in this tournament, but man to man, I see Chennai as a stronger team. Two, the weight of history. No matter what, that intimidating factor, the weight of history of not having won. Overall head-to-head, totally skewed in favor of our CSK. Also tells me that it's not going to be easy. Three, you're playing at Chepauk, which is now once again turned into a spin-friendly ground.
Yeah.
And now if I look at that and look at the spinners on display and the batting that you have, I think in these conditions, CSK become even a more potent side. I think it's all going to revolve around Virat Kohli. He's batting with a lot of freedom, as we saw in the last game as well. But let's not forget that Virat on a good batting track, with the ball coming onto the bat, with a predominantly fast bowling attack, is a different beast. But Virat then on a spin-friendly track against some very good spinners is going to be facing one of his toughest challenges. Spinners has been his Achilles heel for some time. I must agree that in Champions Trophy we did see him improve his play against spin, and that has come as a big bonus for Virat the batter. I agree. He's done that very well. He played spinners very well in Dubai against spin-friendly conditions. So kudos to him to have rectified those problems. But I still feel in Chennai with the spinners that CSK have, all of that put together, it's going to be a tough challenge.
You've got three of the best spinners. I think CSK have the best spin bowling lineup in IPL 2025. You've got Noor, you've got Jaddu, you've got Ashwin. So yes, it's not going to be easy, but we don't know. It's stranger things have happened. 17 years, they will just be wanting, let's end this year. And they have started with a rarity, winning away against Kolkata in Eden.
But Siddharth, again, when you look man to man, you compare the two sides.
CSK
knew what they wanted at the auction, which is why they assembled such a unit. They wanted 6 out of 7 wins, or all 7 wins out of 7 playing at home, and that's been their mantra. You look at how their success story has been over all these years. They've always wanted to maximize on the home advantage.
Of course.
Which will not be the thing for some other teams.
They've got the best home record ever.
I think Siddharth is doing an Ambati Rayudu balancing act. After all the hate he has spewed on RCB, and all the hate he got here in that preview when he said something on the mic.
Back.
He got a lot of hate for that. Since then, now he's on the goody boy behavior.
3 months.
Where now he's like RCB. He keeps saying heart of heart. he is wishing the worst for them, because I know if there's one team he wants them to lose, it is that. But overall now he's saying no, I think they will make a comeback. I think they are without any pressure. I think they can do it.
It's just on that one comment. But see, as you rightly say, Chennai is the favourites in Chipok. They are for a reason. They were the best home record in the history of the IPL by any franchise.
Is today then the day that the record improves for RCB?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, so it only gets better for CSK.
CSK, yes, it does.
Okay, let's take a few questions. AJ says in franchise or club-based sport, it happens when a player is over a franchise or club. I remember once Messi was substituted in the starting 10 minutes of the game and majority of the crowd went out. No, AJ, I can't remember any game. I mean, I rarely miss a Barcelona game, and there are many times that he's been substituted. There's been time he's been injured in the season and there was no drop in the attendance for people coming. Even Argentina, I've attended live games, World Cups and everything. He's been substituted. I can't remember crowds dropping out. Right? If what you're saying, firstly, I can't remember. If it's happened, it has to be a one rare occasion. I'm sorry, it's not that sort of a fan following that you get in cricket.
Yeah.
Not even close.
When you look at it, Messi's... Okay, if you look at Barcelona, it's a legacy.
It's never
club,
happened.
Yeah.
It's never happened. It's never happened. The fans that turn up there come... for them, the name, the front of the shirt is more important than the name of the back of the shirt.
Absolutely.
So it just does not matter. It's only in Indian cricket where back of the shirt name is more important.
They were saying, to really stop fan club, we need an SRK type coach like in Chak De India.
Yeah.
Country first.
सिर्फ एक ही नाम सुना है. ये चंडीगढ़ की टीम है.
Yeah.
5 round लेके out.
Exactly. Team first, individual second. Maybe Gigi can do it. Gautam Gambhir. Yeah.
Gigi is actually that sort of a person.
He is.
एक ही नाम सुनाई देता है. India.
Yes, absolutely.
India. Yeah.
Preeti Sabarwal, your time starts now.
Oh yeah, I forgot her name. Yes, Preeti Sabarwal. Dahi Walla is like saying, Nick sir,
what a film, but that is. It's one of my favorite films. I can watch it again and again. I know how many times I've seen it.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Superb.
Only the funny bit is that penalty. बीच में.
Ya Allah, इसके तो पैर सीधे.
We can talk about India's traffic in that sense. It is like that only.
Other thing about that movie is now that you, again, all fiction.
No, it is fiction. I agree. But I'm saying I like the movie. The whole spirit. There are so many good scenes. Like, dialogues. Like one is that one. हर टीम में सिर्फ एक ही गुंडा हो सकता है और इस टीम का गुंडा मैं हूं. I like the timing. And then वो
70 minutes.
नहीं 70 minutes नहीं. The one which is that when there's a fight now with the women and the guys and इसे पता है हमारे गेम में छक्के नहीं होते.
Yes. हमारे हॉकी में क्रिकेट की तरह छक्के नहीं होते.
As something like
that McDonald's this thing.
And the first time I saw it in the theater, CDR.
Yes.
प्रीति दिखा दे उस लड़के
को. नहीं छोरे को.
Yes. Preeti Sabarwal.
That's a lovely movie.
Yep. Dahi Walla is saying, Nick sir, very monologue on fandom. Hope your panelist also listens to it. One enjoys KL failures. I called somebody that on Shashwat podcast, but that is, you don't know the full story, Mr. Dahi Walla. You don't know the full story. That? I don't remember. And I didn't know that I was being recorded also. Suddenly, out of nowhere.
Then you can file for breach of privacy.
You better, or the company might file a case against you.
Ashutosh Kasalkar is saying, being MI fan, I'm really happy that MI sorted out is this obsession of one specific player from SRT to RS to HP. Boom, Sky and KP. Next will be Tilak. Are you sure about that, Ashutosh?
But in a way, because Mumbai's had so many stars, never been about that one player. Truth be told. It still isn't about one player there.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, see, they've always had a galaxy of stars, Mumbai Indians. Such has been the auction strategies, such has been their scouting system as well, that they've just ensured that they find a place to offer that can keep all the stars happy as well.
Yep. The new Trafford. Yep. Thala forever. But will CSK's future be as bright as his legacy? Fans deserve more than just one man's whims and fancies. Every year is a farewell tour for MS. As I said, 23 and 24. Clear cut every single time. Oh, this was last year in Chepauk.
And now
But to be fair to MS, he's never said it's my last year.
Yeah.
People only around.
He never says
remember,
it.
there was so much of build up. There was a Danny Morrison who'd asked him that question. There was a Harsha Bhogle who asked him a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think Ian Bishop also asked him on one occasion. So there was so much of build up to it. And for how long? The question always is then after a player retires.
You said it, not me, or something like that. But he's never said it.
But I'm not going anywhere is also what he said.
He never says anything.
Which is, so then you are only assuming.
No.
The problem would be if he's saying my last tour every year and then he was not going. Like Shahid Afridi would say, like, retiring.
Shahid Afridi is retired more than his number of runs, I feel.
So at least that's not what he did.
So AJ is saying sometimes it sounds like a hater, not a journalist. Truth hurts.
Today though he's being very diplomatic, yeah?
Yeah.
He's backing RCB.
Truth hurts.
I didn't
AJ.
know that I'd live to see this day.
It's strange. Mahi, by the logic of Sidvi's giving, the abuses Kohli fans keep showering on others and Kohli being dead silent on this means he endorses this? Come on, man.
This is a valid point he's making.
No?
Just because he does not say anything on his own retirement, why will he start saying ki, do this and do
No, he's talking about the abuses that is there. Neither of Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli or MS Dhoni have never said anything about the fans. And that for me is the biggest taint in their legacy. You have to step up. Rohit Sharma never stepped up for Hardik Pandya in the entire 2024 fiasco. Hardik Pandya got support from Virat Kohli at that particular instance. I mean, he was saying, what are you doing, guys? Clear, the visuals are there. We're not making it out of AI or anything. It was clear, the visuals. But
that's, Virat is known to do that. He did it for Steve Smith.
Steve Smith, yes. So by that, see, Virat shows the mirror to the fans on certain occasions. But when his own fan clubs do that, he's silent on it. He never says anything about it. Which is why on social media, there is a certain responsibility which 99% never do. And it's the main malaise in Indian cricket at this point. Medan Shroff from the US. Kohli has a good record against...
He's from the UK.
I said US.
UK.
Sorry, UK. Kohli has a good record against Noor. He's looked quite comfortable facing, played Jaddu beautifully last year as well. Yep.
But Noor is looking a different bowler now.
Yeah, he is.
As do
He
people
looked
when
very good.
As do people when they move to CSK.
That's true.
That's true.
No, and I agree, Medansh, that Kohli has had his trouble against the spin the last few years. Yes, but Champions Trophy onwards, he's looked really confident against spinners. I have to say that. Yeah. So it'll be a good contest. But I still feel overall, I think CSK has more aces up their sleeves than RCB in this encounter.
Yep.
And I'm keeping in mind the venue and the pitch too.
Yes.
Had it been a flat track, maybe my prediction could have been different, but not on this.
The two times he got dismissed at the England series as well. First match he skipped, right?
Yeah, he skipped.
Both was to Adil Rashid.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good contest, even in the Champions Trophy.
Bangladesh game, Rishad got him.
Rishad got him. Yeah.
Then in the New Zealand games, Matt Henry got him. Australia, I think Zampa got him. I think he holed out to long on. He tried that.
Yeah, but he had done his job.
He had done his job.
That doesn't.
He looked better.
Pakistan, he was unbeaten. He scored
and
Pakistan winning runs.
They didn't have spinning. Abrar was the only spinner they had, who's also like
not
half a spinner.
Yes.
Like is not a big turner of the ball. Like.
But yes, I think it was Bracewell who got rid of Kohli in the final. Off spinner. So maybe Ashwin fancies his chances then, in that sense. Carom ball or off spin. You don't know what Ash bowls. So.
Leg spin also he can bowl.
Yeah. He can
bowl anything.
He can do anything.
Medium pace also.
Yep. Although he had a very bad chess game though, but he is
bad chess game against whom?
Against Gukesh. He was destroyed.
Was it up on Ash Ki Baat?
No, Gukesh had come to Chepauk. Na? He was presented that special jersey. There's a full episode that's come on Chennai Super Kings, 14 minutes. So yeah, he played about 5 minutes with him, and I think he got thoroughly beaten. So, Medan Shroff, talk about bad luck. First year as a university student in the UK. Excited to watch India versus South Africa at Lords, and that happens. Hope we do well and beat England. I think we shall. Because I think England are in shambles at this point in time. Abhinav Anand. Sir, even when India plays the hype is over Kohli. The hype is over Kohli in broadcast channels. Although Rohit has changed the dynamic of Indian cricket, which Kohli never has.
See now what is happening.
Again, the last point summed it up.
No, but to the first point of Abhinav Anand, the first point is correct. You did see an obsession with a player. 100% agree, and it shouldn't have been allowed to happen. Now even former players, current players are also taking pot shots at that.
Yep.
Right? Recently, who said about that? Watch it on Star or something like that. Somebody took a pot shot about that very recently, just slipping out of my mind. But the second bit is this. Again, this comparison that Kohli has not done it, Rohit has done it. That's the problem. I think both have contributed in their own way. Both, have been very valuable to Indian cricket. They've only taken the legacy of Indian team forward. Yeah. So again, in terms of pure numbers, I don't think you can dispute the fact that Kohli goes down as one of the greatest. Yeah. I don't think Rohit comes close to those batting records overall across formats that Virat has notched up. That's his doing. That's something that Virat has done. Yeah. The other thing that goes in Virat's favor is the brand that Virat has created. I think he's a much bigger brand than any other cricketer on the planet today, let alone Rohit or anyone. He's huge. He is just huge. You can't compare anyone. But Rohit, on the other hand, is another player who's done something others haven't. Like to get his impact in white ball cricket as a batter, 3 double hundreds in ODI cricket. Nobody can even dream of those kind of things. As a captain, winning India 2 ICC trophies, who would have thought? You would have got that. He's matching up to someone like an MS Dhoni. You never thought anyone.
You've done 3 ICC competitions, having lost just 1 match.
23 wins, 1 loss out of 24.
So both have contributed in their own way. I don't think Virat, the captain, comes close to what Rohit has achieved. But I don't think then Rohit, the batter, comes close to what Virat has done. And they have their own contributions. So we really can't say one has been a game changer, the other hasn't not been. Yes, Virat may not have been a game changer in terms of winning a trophy, but he's been a game changer in terms of changing the face of Indian cricket. He's contributed a lot in that, just as some greats before him in Indian cricket. So,
AJ is saying, I recently watched an IPL match in a stadium. The ticket price was 4,500 and the washroom and services were bad. Why BCCI doesn't look at this?
Biggest problem in Indian cricket that no one is keen to address. 100% agree. Fan experience is zero in India. Zero. Worst in the world.
Yeah, it is.
If you go to even other countries which aren't first world countries, go to Sri Lanka, you realize what a fun fan experience you'll have. They have smaller stadiums, everything.
Somebody said it very rightly.
Poor in terms of the money that their board has, yet such a great fan experience. Forget about New Zealand, Australia, England. That though is next level fan experience. You can actually have a full fun party with your families. You can go there.
Correct.
Here you won't even want to take your family. The problem starts from parking only.
Yes.
Where will you park? How will you walk? There also, if you're a little late or in the line, nobody tells you where to go. If you go to the wrong gate, some dandas also you will get from the police. Anything can happen.
Those dandas were there for this Ranji match. When 10,000 people decided to turn up, you had to open multiple gates. Of course, there's a bit of a lathi charge and all. Of course, fans had to be dispersed. So, come to India if you want to see how fans are disrespected. And be it at cricket matches, sport matches, or be it concerts. There's only far and few between that get fairly well managed, but otherwise, India is not the place where spectators get their money's worth.
Agreed.
Don't talk about police dandas, please. I get nightmares.
So that's had one.
And the one who I helped with,
I know.
Yeah, he's conveniently absent today. I get nightmares that day.
But Siddharth's a resilient fellow.
Oof.
Anshu Mishra says, Nikhil sir, please accept it now. Pant is a total failure and worst at T20. 76 T20 with an average of 22.
Yeah.
Don't give sometimes left hand middle order logic in order to accommodate Pant in T20. Sanju Jitesh far better. Anshu, you make a valid point. I am never saying that. My only point is that each of them once again comes with the X factor or with the skill that they only have, which works in their favor, and then there are other things that don't work in their favor. I agree with you that maybe Pant is behind in the race for that T20 wicketkeeper batter position, but I think the best time to discuss that would be at the end of the IPL. Things keep changing every 2 games here. Our mood keeps changing.
Yep. Benji, I think it's Dex, the same identity. CSK will be in identity crisis after Dhoni like DC or DD. And Dhoni should be blamed for it. Nick, stop defending Dhoni. So it is absolutely right. He didn't defend.
Please, no. That's fine. I'm not going to pay heed to what he's saying. I will say what I have to say.
Absolutely.
He may say, don't defend, or it doesn't mean I will defend the person I think needs to be defended and criticize the person I will criticize. But to the point that he was making earlier, please can I
there'll be an identity crisis for CSK like DC or DD.
But I just want to know, when did DC DD ever have
an identity?
So what crisis?
Again, we went through that the other day as well, and multiple. See, nothing succeeds like success. One, of course, such a barren phase, and you.
When did DC have an identity? That is the
Of course, look at the first 3-4 seasons. There's only one team who's making it to the playoffs very easily.
No, they didn't have an identity. Let's be honest. No, identity is a different thing. Identity is
when
you identify with a player.
Look at that side with the Magra, with the Gambhir, with the Sehwag, with.
You let go of Virat Kohli, by the way.
You didn't. Again, there was a Tilak Narde, Dilshan as well in that side. How would you fit it a Virat Kohli for a side that had so many batters already, and this was Virat who only won the under 18, under 19 World Cup at that point.
Still, you let go. You had an AB de Villiers who you let go.
You took Sangwan instead.
You let go of an AB de
But
Villiers.
no, that cannot be held against the Delhi franchise. When you had such a star-studded lineup back then, and Virat was very new to the block, so you wouldn't have just you needed a bowler at that time.
Delhi Capitals, unfortunately, the entire playoff format was changed for them, and they made it only twice in this entire 13 years when you look at it.
Bad phase, 2013 to 2018.
13 to 18 was a terrible phase for you. Yeah, it was terrible. Anything else? Priyanshu playing against CSK at Chepauk amongst 250 scores like playing India at Dubai after playing on Pakistan roads. In 2008, Sachin had 81 centuries. Now Virat has 82 centuries. Maybe now they win. Oh yes, Sachin had 81 centuries in 2008.
That's right. 81.
And 4 years he managed 19 more.
Chalo, on that note, we're going to take your leave. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us on yet another edition of The Dugout. If you're joining us late, do check out our entire discussion. A lot of fun points were made. It was great fun, as always. And yes, Sharab, maybe another day. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I love my rides. I've had different bikes, so it'll be a longer discussion. We'll do it one day. I'll do a podcast on biking.
We'll be back in half an hour for the toss for CSK RCB.
And our big show is always the post-match show, where we take your questions and discuss the game threadbare. So look forward to your company there as well.
Indeed.
For the moment, from Siddharth, Harshit and I, bye-bye, take care. See ya.
See you in half an hour.